Do you want to know what the number one issue is that I see with all the mums I speak to, both clients and non-clients, when it comes to sticking to any kind of healthy eating plan? It's sugar cravings. Now, there's a really, really good reason for this. And there's several reasons. Number one is we're tired and stressed. When we're tired and stressed, our energy is low, and our body reacts to that by saying, okay, if your energy is low, you must need quick energy. What's the quickest form of energy? Sugar. So it ramps up those cravings and those hormones and everything, and your body is just driven for anything sugary. You understand that, yeah? You know what I'm talking about. The other thing that makes us crave sugar is the very fact that we're eating the sugar because we are so tired and stressed and time poor. When we've got so many things to juggle, us mums are running from this place to that place, and we're taking the kids places, and we've got jobs to do around the house, and you know what it's like. And honestly, sometimes you just need a little bit of energy to get you through. I get it. Remember, I am a mum too. And what's the quickest way? Well, usually it's the biscuit tin, because you can just open it and grab it and just take them out, and they're tasty and they're sugary and they do the job. Tick. Yeah. Except the problem is what goes up must come down, and the quicker it goes up, the quicker it comes down. So when you, and I understand, yeah, sometimes you just need quick energy just to get you through, and you always tell yourself it's just this one time, it's just temporarily. But you do that. You eat the sugary quick thing because you can just grab it. And for some reason, we don't always think of grabbing an apple. I think that's where your body and your brain comes in, and your body and your brain start going, no, we need real sugar. Apple isn't going to cut it. It has to be like chocolate biscuit sugar. And we grab it. So our sugar level goes whoop, and then it goes straight down again. And what happens? Often it actually goes down lower than it started with. So what happens? You have more sugar cravings. And so you do it again. And this cycle, once you're on it, is really, really hard to get out of. But whereas most people just have to cut the physical kind of yo-yoing of blood sugar levels by stopping eating, they just have to go, okay, well, if I just, cut back on the sugar a bit and start eating things like more fibre, more protein, more healthy fats, that kind of thing, that solves the problem. And it does. But it doesn't take into the fact that actually we don't have time to make a meal, and we don't have time to sit down and eat. So then what do? Well, this is what I try and help my mums deal with, because they sometimes tell me, I don't have time to sit down for lunch. Fine, all right. If that's your life, I can't tell you to sit down and start making these elaborate salads and taking them in Tupperware and have a nice leisurely lunch with a walk before and a lie down after. If that's not your life, there's no point in me telling you to do it. If you have to have something on the go in the car, then, and if that's it, if that's all you can manage, then we'll look at things like protein shakes, bars, snacks. What can you have on the go? What do you like? What works for you? Things that don't even need refrigerating. Things like beef jerky is one thing is quite good because it's meat, but even things like good quality protein bars and protein shakes and nuts and all of that stuff, it's not as good as sitting down for a proper meal, I'll tell you that. But then what's the alternative? More chocolate biscuits, right? So what I'm getting to here is this is the number one thing that I try and address first with my members. Now, we had Isabel who came to me. She was a vegetarian, but more of a starchitarian, like a lot of vegetarians, so very low protein, very high carb. And she was eating ice cream for her meals sometimes and having sugar cravings that are insatiating. And now she can go to a restaurant and doesn't even fancy what's on the pudding list, even though she could allow herself a treat every now and then. She just doesn't fancy it. How about that? Now we've got who else have we had? We've had Claire recently, also came to me, terrible blood sugar levels and just energy all over the place, which made eating healthily really difficult because your body is just crying out for more chocolate biscuits. But since she's been with me, we've really addressed that, and it's just made the whole process, even if you get that sorted within a week, and you're not going to lose like half your body weight in a week, neither would you want to. You shouldn't be dropping weight super fast. But even if we just get your blood sugar under control, it makes the rest of your process so much easier, because then eating healthily becomes a lot easier, and you're not craving the sugar, and it's just easier to resist the chocolate cake when your brain isn't screaming for it. So that's the number one thing I think that all my members have benefited for so far. Oh, Margaret as well. I remember Margaret was telling me that a lot of her friends have joined slimming clubs where they reduce their calories, but they don't address things like blood sugar levels. And if their friends are sticking to their plan, they will lose weight because they're eating a lot less calories. But the problem is they're doing it through willpower, and they're really having to try so hard to resist all the foods they want to eat and try and find alternatives, and really using willpower. And the problem with willpower is it's a battery and it runs out, and that's why if you don't address your blood sugar, you will cave in eventually, because when your willpower runs out, as soon as you are super tired, super stressed, super hungry, and you've got those low blood sugar levels and you've got the biscuits there, what's going to happen? You're going to eat them. You're going to fall off the wagon. So that is why it's so important. That's why it's the number one thing that I address first off with my members, and then it makes the whole of the rest of the process so much easier, because then eating healthily and eating well in a way that makes you lose weight but also makes you feel good becomes so easy, or so much easier than it could be. Think of that. If you didn't even want the chocolate biscuit in the first place, how nice a thought is that? That would be easy. Right, if you've got, I'd love to hear what you've got your experiences in terms of blood sugar levels. So, if you don't have to be diabetic, by the way, to have dodgy blood sugar levels. Anyone who eats too much sugar will have blood sugar problems, and so many mums have blood sugar issues because we eat too much sugar. It's as simple as that, combined with all those hunger, cravings, stress, and lack of sleep and whatnot. So if that's you, if you've got any tips of how you deal with that, or what you do at the moment to try and resist, then I'd love to hear them, because I'm always up for hearing new tips that I can pass on to my members. If you figured out something that I haven't heard of and it's worked for you, I'd love to give it a go myself and get my members to give it a go and pass that on for them. So what do you do when you're craving sugar? Do you give in to it? Do you resist with willpower? Do you resist for a while and then give in? Is it something you'd like to address? Let me go in the comments below, and I'd love to try and get some banter going and see if I can help you on it. Alright, speak to you later. Bye.